Don't you row it? Hello to everybody, and I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad I'm here in this wonderful, wonderful natural woodland, and we have a wonderful variety of trees. So that'll give me a good chance to do it exactly what I need to do. But I've brought along some of my, we'll say, bushcraft cutlery, utensils and what's not. And what we're actually going to do today is we're going to break a traditional Irish soda bread. And I'm going to teach you how to do your own traditional Irish soda bread. And you only need a couple of ingredients, and put them all together, and I'm going to cook mine out here in the woods. Mwah. And of course, first things first, get the fire on. Get all those good sticks. Of course, one of the things we definitely need is a good hot bed of coals to cook our delicious bread. So in this pot here I have all my dry ingredients, and what I've actually got is I have 250 grams of whole wheat grain flour. I have 200 grams of just plain cream flour. I also have 1 level teaspoon of baking soda or bicarbonate of soda, and of course 1 teaspoon also of salt. And into that, what I'm going to put is buttermilk, and this will help it up. You need a souring agent to work with the baking soda, but I'm going to take a handful out, and I'm going to, in case I need a little bit for later on. So all I'm going to do is, and this is delicious, delicious bread, I'm going to add just a little bit of milk, buttermilk to start off with. I'm going to mix it all up. And there's a lot of rain showers here today. Very windy lately, and a lot of floods. Something getting very common everywhere we go these days. And of course we don't want it too sloppy or definitely not too dry. And just mix it all up together, and we wanted to form it into a nice dough. And what I need to do also then is I need to heat up my pot. I need to heat it up on top, and I also need to heat it up underneath. I'm going to coat the inside with a little bit of oil, and of course I'll put a little layer of flour on the bottom, and that'll help preserve that too. So let's get that mixed up, and back in a moment. So as you see here, we have a lovely, lovely dough coming together, and now it's time to get the hands in. And of course, if I feel that it's too sticky, I'm going to add in a little bit of flour, because I just want a nice round ball of dough. That'll be perfect. Just absolutely perfect. And of course, I got to be very careful on how hot I make this, because when I put the bread in first, I certainly don't want it burning straight away. But I do want the lid good and hot, because just like a conventional oven or your oven when you're cooking at home, you want most of the heat coming from the top down. But I can, as you see, it's not that hot. I can throw it on for a minute. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw a little scatter of flour across the bottom. I can rub it all around. And I could put oil on this as well, but I think this is just going to be a nice comfortable size loaf. And what I'll do is I'm just going to throw that in, just like that. And of course, the tradition of cutting a little X on top to let the fairies out. We let the bad fairies out, and we let the good fairies in. So I'll be pretty happy with that. I just need to get my lid off carefully, and I've cut this stick perfectly for it. And I'm just going to throw that on top. Now we get the lid on. That's all I need to do. And I want to cook it mostly from the top, but I do know we have some really, really good embers right here. And I'm gonna load it up on top. And I'm gonna get them back in, and there's gonna be some serious heat there. And I'll even take one of these. No, what? And what I wanna do is, I just wanna keep the heat underneath. And I want as much heat on top as possible. Like all cast iron ovens, they're well built for the outdoors. And this is just some of my favorite types of cooking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean out the hole, and of course I can get that fire pretty up and going again. And I'm just going to leave a couple, just a very handy couple of embers in there, and I can put in one log, 2 logs, pick this up, and that's already, you can see straight away which side the wind is coming from. But I've got to be very careful of that because I don't want it super cooked on one side and uncooked on the other side. So let's get those embers glowing. We could just leave that for a while. Rough and tough cooking. And of course we got to be very careful with the embers. We don't want to be leaving anything afterwards. The ground is very muddy, very muddy here. So anything that gets walked in will get quenched straight away. And now we just play the waiting game. So it's been about 15 minutes, about halfway through it, and you can be sure that that is hot. So what I really need to do is I need to rotate the lid about water, and this will bring the complete heat in from another angle. And I'm going to turn the pot itself in the opposite direction if it doesn't, and I'm going to leave that for just another couple of minutes, and then we'll check on our homemade brown bread. Of course I want to take those embers, really good embers, keep them going. So it's at that time of the evening where the sun is nearly set, and being in the woods it always gets dark that bit earlier, and the rain is falling. Maybe you can hear, but that's why I put up the tarp, of course, just to keep me dry and warm. And of course with that little fire there, I'm going to get the water boiling. I'll have a cup of tea, and I believe by then the bread should be perfect. This is exactly what it's all about. Being able to take those fine moments and just enjoy the sights and the sounds. Alright, Cora. Funny. Drum roll. Oh wow. Absolutely wonderful. And as you can see, the steam is still coming out there. And that is just beautiful. Beautiful. Go hauling around. Beautiful bread. Now it's time to reveal our wonderful bread. And I'm just going to clean off a few ashes on top, keep it clean inside. And of course, it is. Oh, I said I'd come up close. So I said I'd come up close to the fire because it's just dark now, and I just put it back on for a few minutes just to give it the old those final few minutes. But thank you for watching, and be sure if you like, subscribe, and of course get out there and make your own bread, and let me know how you get on in the comments below. Or what I would love to hear is some of your recipes not only for breads but for scones and little cakes, biscuits, anything that you believe that can be remade out here, out in the wild. I'm Tom Bowen, and I'm very pleased to meet you all.